It's been a while since I truly enjoyed Trust. No, I'm not talking about the artist just yet. I'm just miffed right now. A friend scammed me at lunch swapping a pack of hula hoops for a salami stick. And he took both! The gall! This dude's got no respect. Anyways, the dark synth pop act, Trust, is really good. I remember one of my favorite tracks from the Iona Lee album last year had Robert Alphonse by the side, and it resulted in a really momentous, heart-pumping synthwave track, and it was dope. Trust has a very particular sound that just works most of the time. Obviously, with such grooves and memorable synth melodies, the catchy songwriting is in check, but it's that production quality that puts it above average. It's unpolished and raw, a little bit smudgy, as if you've stepped into a scuzzy basement to watch a magic show take place. And the first trick will be on you! Ha 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 ha. The Destroyer Part 1 is quite a concise record with only 8 songs on it, which time-wise is more convenient for me. I have things to do, like bang my wife. Sorry. It also improves on the slightly more tedious and less snappy Joyland from 5 years ago by being a lot more focused of a project, at least before Part 2 is aiming to drop. But when I say focused, I definitely mean melody focused, so each song is very instantaneous and immediate. And this happens when it comes to the choruses. Usually it's a worry that even though a song has life-affirming choruses, they might take precedence over the verses, of which those verses are uneventful or boring, leaving a song quite unbalanced. But even if Trust wasn't able to channel the same wonder into their non-choruses as they do choruses, which they certainly do, by the way, demonstrated by the mournfully honest Gone, they still have a sonic framework that sounds engagingly spine-chilling, with buzzing build-ups on the zooming Unbleached or the smacking snare hits in groups of 4 on Bicep, those which keep you keenly anticipating the next cresting moment. The only song that seems to snail along is Poorly Coward, whose recurring melody on the hook lacks a lot of the urgency that makes the rest of the album shine so greatly, leading to them throwing in a bunch of toolbox sound effects for the sake of making it more exciting. Ironically, it just makes me want to tidy my garage instead. I think I heard a power drill in there somewhere. Hope that isn't a threat. But if you're listening well, you'll hear the tension that parades the album a lot. It's exactly that tension that adds weight to Alphonse's writing, pained by distance and a lack of connection with others, but now more outspokenly wading through worries of worthlessness and shame as a result of this isolation. It makes sense that Alphonse wrote a lot of this album in a farmhouse. Most songs merely glide over this personal unrest, but it's Bicep that truly wrangles with descriptions of nakedness and impurity like muscular arms tangled in themselves. It's only once Control Me arrives that we feel any sense of relief, maybe some sheltering from the racket that was showcased on the track before it. It's a beautiful moment, earnest and leading well into the much more calm-headed and serene Walk With, which closes out the album as if it's learned to be at peace with itself, in spite of still sounding cold and isolated like a protagonist with nobody else to talk to, except an array of imaginary friends. It's actually kind of morbid beyond the initial chuckle. The Destroyer is a great album. I was ready to think it was just standard fare for Trust, and it is, but standard fare can be great too. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I was wondering why the word trust was missing its middle vowel. It's because when we talk about trust, we've lost you! Ah!